The Battle of Harlaw, Evergreen Version, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Frae dun deer as I cam throuch, down by the hill of Banockie, all against the lands of Garrosh, grit pity was to hear and see the noise and dolesome harmony that ever that dreary day did daw, cryin the coronach on hie, alas, alas, for the Harlaw. I marvelit what the matter meant, all folks were in a fiery fury, I wist not what was fay or friend, yet quietly I did me carry. But sen the days of auld King Harry, sic slaughter was not heard nor seen, and there I had nae time to tarry for business in Aberdeen. Thus as I walked on the way to Inverary as I went, I met a man and bade him stay, requesting him to make me quaint of the beginning and the event that happened there at the Harlaw. Then he entreated me to talk't, and he the truth should to me shaw. Grit Donald of the Isles did claim unto the lands of Ross some rich, and to the governor he came, them for to half get that he might, wha saw his interest was but slick, and therefore answered with disdain, he has't ham baith day and night, and sent nae body ward back again. But Donald rich impatient of that answer Duke Robert gaf, he'd vowed to God omnipotent all the hale lands of Ross to have, or else be graithed in his grave, he wad not quat his right for knock, nor be absolute like a slave, that bargain should be dearly bought. Then hastily he did command, that all his Weir men should convene, ilk as well harnessed frae hand, to melt and air what he did mean. He waxed wrath and vowed then, swearing he wad surprise the north, subdue the burgh of Aberdeen, Mearns, Angus, and all Fife to forth. Thus with the Weir men of the Isles, wha were a' at bidding down, with money made with fors and wiles, rich far and near, baith up and down, thro mount and muir frae town to town, against the lands of Ross he roars, and all obeyed at his bandown, even frae the north to southern shores. Then all the country men did yield, for nae restraints durst they make, nor offer batill in the field, be force of arms to bear him back. Syne they revolved it all and spat, the best it was for their behalf, they should him for their chieftain take, believing will he did them love. Then he a proclamation made, all men to meet at Inverness, thro Murray land to make a raid, frae Armsterst unto Spey Nest. And furthermair he sent express, to shaw his colours and ensign, to all and sundry mair and less, Throughout the bounds of burn and sea. And then thro' fair Strathbogie land His purpose was for to pursue, And whatsoever durst gainstand That race they should full sairly rue. Then he bad all his men be true, And he defend by force and slay, And promised them reward is anew, And make them men of meikle might. Without resistance, as he said, Thro' all these parts he stoutly passed, Where some wore wae and some were glad, But Garrosh was all aghast. Thro' all these fields besped him fast, For sic a sight was never seen. And then forsooth he langed at last To see the brush of Aberdeen. To hinder this proud enterprise, The stout and mighty Earl of Mar, With all his men in arms did rise, Even frae Curgarf to Craigvar, And down the side of Don right far, Angus and Mearns did all convene, To fetch or Donald came sae nar The royal brunch of Aberdeen. And thus the martial Earl of Mar Marched with his men in right array, Before his enemies were aware, His banner boldly did display, For weel enew they kent the way, And all the semblance well they saw, Without all danger or delay, Came hastily to the Harlaw. With him the brave Lord Ogilvy, Of Angus Sheriff principal, The Constable of Gude, Dundee, The vanguard led before them all. Suppose in number they war small, They first reached Baldie did pursue, And made their faces before them fall, Wha then that race did sairly knew. And then the worthy Lord Salton, The strong undoubted Laird of Drum, The stalwart Laird of Larrystone, With ilk their forces all and some, Panmure with all his men did come, The Prevost of braith Aberdeen, With trumpets and with tuck of drum, Came shortly in their armour scheme. These with the Earl of Mar came on, In their rearward rich orderly, Their enemies to set upon, In awful manner hardily. Together vow it to live and die, Since they had marched mony milice, For to suppress the tyranny Of doubted Donald of the Isles. But he in number 10 to 1, Right subtle along did ride, With Malcomtosh and fell Maclean, With all their power at their side, Presumed on their strength and pride, Without all fear or ony awe, Right bally battle did abide, Hard by the town of fair Harlaw. The armies met, the trumpet sounds, The dandring drums aloud did took, Birth armies biding on the grounds, Till ane of them the field should brook. Nae help was there for nane would jouk, Fairs was the fecht on either side, And on the ground lay mont a book Of them that there did battle bid. With doutsum victory they dealt, The bloody battle lasted long, Each man fit neighbour's force they felt, The weakest aft times get the wrong. There was nae mowest there them among, Naething was hard but heavy knocks, That echo made a dutiful sang, there to resounding fair the rocks. But Donald's men at last gave back, for they wore all out of array. The Earl of Marris men through them brak, pursuing sharply in their way, Their enemies to take or slay, Be dint of force to guard them yield, Wha war right blithe to win away, And sae for fearedness tint the field. Then Donald fled, that full fast, To mountains hie for his might, For he and his war all aghast, And ran till they war out of sight, And sae of Ross he lost his right, Though mony men with him he brought, Towards the Isles fled day and night, And all he won was dreary brought. This is, quod he, the rich report Of all that I did hear and know, Though my discourse be something short, Take this to be a rich saw, Contrary God and the king's law, There was split meikle Christian blood Into the battle of Harlaw. This is the sum, sae I conclude, But yet a bonny while abide, And I shall make thee clearly ken What slaughter was on ilkye side Of Lowland and of Highland men. Wha for their wayne haif e'er been, These lazy loons might well be spared, Chase like deers into their dens, And get their wages for reward. Malcolm Tosh, of the clan hailed chief, Macklean with his grit haunchy heed, With all their succor and relief, War dutifully dung to the dead. And now we are afraid of their freed, They will not lang to come again, Thousands with them, without remedy, On Donald's side that day war slain, And on the other side war lost, In the field that dismal day, Chief men of worth, of meikle cost, To be lamented sair for aye. The Lord Sultan of Rothdamay, A man of might and meikle main, Grit dolour was for his decay, That sae unhappily was slain. Of the best men among them was The gracious good Lord Ogilvy, The Sheriff Principal of Angus, Renowned for truth and equity, For faith and magnanimity. He had few fellows in the field, Yet fell by fatal destiny, For he nowadays wad grant to yield. Sir James Scrymgeour of Dunlap knight, Grit constable of fair Dundee, Until the gilful death was dit, The king's chief bannerman was he, A valiant man of chivalry, Whose predecessors won the place, A spray with good King William free, 'Gainst Murray and mad Duncan's race. Gild Sir Alexander Irving, The much renowned Laird of Drum, Nane in his days was better seen, When they war assembled all and some. To praise him we should not be dumb, For valor, wit, and worthiness; To end his days he there did come, Whose ransom is remediless. And there the knight of Lauriston Was slain into his armour scheme, And Guy Sir Robert Davidson, Wha provost was of Aberdeen. The knight of Panmure, as was seen, A mortal man in army bright, Sir Thomas Murray, stout and keen, Left to the world their last guide night. There was not seen King Kenneth's days, Sic strange intestine cruel strife In Scotland seen, as ilk man says, What money likely lost their life, Wha made divorce 'tween man and wife, And mony children fatherless, Whilk in this realme has been full rife. Lord help these lands, our wrongs redress. In July on St. James, his even, That 24 dismal day, 1200, 10 score and 11 Of theirs seen Christ the South to say, Men will remember, as they may, When thus the venty they know, And mony a nay my return for aye The brim battle of the Harlaw. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Traditionary version, edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. As I came in by Dundeer, and down by Nathera, there was 50,000 Hainel men a marching to Harlaw. Chorus. We a dree drady dum dee. As I came on a farther on, and down and by Balquhine, Oh there I met Sir James the Rose, wi' him Sir John the Gryme. "O came ye frae the Highlands, man, And came ye a' the way? Saw ye Macdonell and his men, As they came frae the Skee?" "Yes, me came frae ta Highlands, man, And me came a' ta way; And she saw Macdonell and his men, And they came frae ta Skee." "O was ye near Macdonell's men? Did ye their numbers see? Come tell to me, John Hielanman, What might their numbers be?" "Yes, me was near, and near eneugh, And me their numbers saw; There was 50,000 Hielanmen A marching to Harlaw." "Gin that be true," says James the Rose, "We'll no come meikle speed; We'll cry upo our merry men, And lightly mount our steed." "Oh no," quo John the Gryme, "That thing maun never be; The gallant Grymes were never bate; We'll try what we can dee." As I came on, and farther on, And down and by Harlaw, They fell fu close on ilka side, Sic fun ye never saw. They fell fu close on ilka side, Sic fun ye never saw; For Highland swords gied clash for clash, At the battle o Harlaw. The Hielanmen with their long swords, They laid on us fu sair, And they drave back our merry men 3 acres breadth and mair. Brave Forbes to his brother did say, "No, brother, dinna see, They beat us back on ilka side, And we've be forced to flee." "Oh no, my brother dear, That thing maun never see; Take ye your good sword in your hand, And come your wa's wi' me." "Oh no, my brother dear, The clans they are ower strang, And they drive back our merry men, Wi' swords baith sharp and lang." Brave Forbes tells his men aside, Said, "Take your rest a while, Until I to Drummondnor send, to fess my coat o mail." The servan he did ride, and his horse it did na fail, For in 2 hours and a quarter he brought the coat o mail. Then back to back the brothers twa Gaed in amo the shrang, And they hewed doun the Hielanmen Wi swords baith sharp and lang. Macdonell he was young stout, Had on his coat o mail, And he had gane o'erthrow them a', To try his hand himself. The first an strike that Forbes struck, He garr'd Macdonell reel; And the neist strike that Forbes struck, The great Macdonell fell. And sic a leerichty I'm sure ye never saw, As wis amo the Hielanmen, When they saw Macdonell fa. And when they saw that he was dead, They turned and ran in awe, And they buried him in Legget's Den, A large mile frae Harlaw. They rade, they ran, and some did gang, They were o small record, But Forbes and his merry men, They slew them on the road. On Monday at morning the battle it began, On Saturday a' gloaming, Yet scarce kent wha had won, And sic a weary burrin, I'm sure ye never saw, As wis the Sunday after that, On the muirs aneath Harlaw. Gin onybody speer at ye, For them ye took away, Ye may tell their wives and bairnies, They're sleepin at Harlaw. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Dickie McPhalion. Edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, B.C. I went to the mill, but the miller was gone. I sat me down, and cried, "O John, To think on the days that are past and gone, Of Dickie McPhalion that's slain. Shoo, 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 la roo, To think on the days that are past and gone, Of Dickie McPhalion that's slain. I sold my rock, I sold my reel, And sae hae I my spinning wheel, And a' to buy a cap of steel For Dickie McPhalion that's slain. Shoo, 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 la roo, And a' to buy a cap of steel For Dickie McPhalion that's slain. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
A Lyke-Wake Dirge. Edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Tony Addison. A Lyke-Wake Dirge. Border Minstrelsy, Volume 2, page 357. This I neat, every neat and all, fire and sleet and candle light, and Christ receive thy soul. When thou from hence away art past, every neat and all, to Whinnymoor thou comest at last, and Christ receive thy soul. If ever thou gavest hosen and shoon, every neat and all, sit thee down and put them on, and Christ receive thy soul. If hosen and shoon thou ne'er gavest nane, every neat and all, the winnies shall prick thee to the bare bane, and Christ receive thy soul. From Whinnymoor, when thou mayst pass, every night and hour, to Brig o' Dread thou comest at last, and Christ receive thy soul. From Brig o' Dread, when thou mayst pass, every night and hour, to Purgatory fire thou comest at last, and Christ receive thy soul. If ever thou gavest meat or drink, every night and hour, the fire shall never make thee shrink, and Christ receive thy soul. If meat or drink thou ne'er gavest nane, every night and hour, the fire will burn thee to the bare bane, and Christ receive thy soul. This I need, this I need, every night and hour, fire and sleet and candle light, and Christ receive thy soul. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Laird of Warristown, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Down by yon garden green, sae merrily as she gaes, she has twa weel made feet, and she trips upon her taes. She has twa weel made feet, far better is her hand, she's as jimp in the middle as ony willow wand. Gif ye will do my bidding, at my bidding for to be, it's I will make you lady of a' the lands you see. He spake a word in jest, her answer was na good, he threw a plate at her face, made it a gush out o' blood. She wasna frae her chamber, a step but barely 3, when up and at her right hand, there stood man's enemy. Gif ye will do my bidding, at my bidding for to be, I'll learn you a wife, avenge for to be. The foul thief knotted the tether, she lifted his head on high, the Norris drew the knot, that garred Lord Warriston die. Then word is gane to Leith, also to Edinburgh town, that the lady had killed the Laird o' Warristown. Take off my hood, but lat my petticoat be, Pat my mantle o'er my head, for the fire I downa see. Now a' ye gentle maids, take warning now by me, And never marry ane but what pleases your e'e. For he married me for love, but I married him for fee, And sae brake out the feud, that garded my dearie die. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
May Colvin, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Tony Addison. May Colvin, Child, Part 1, page 56. False Sir John a wooing came to a maid of beauty fair. May Colvin was this lady's name, her father's only heir. He wooed her but, he wooed her ben, he wooed her in the ha', until he got this lady's consent to mount and ride awa'. He went down to her father's bower, where all the steeds did stand, and he's taken one of the best steeds that was in her father's land. He's got on, and she's got on, as fast as they could flee, until they came to a lonesome part, a rock by the side of the sea. Loop up the steed, says false Sir John, your bridal bed you see, for I have drowned 7 young ladies, the 8th one ye shall be. Cast up, my May Colvin, all and your silken gown, for it's o'er good and o'er costly to rot in the salt sea foam. Cast up, my May Colvin, all and your embroidered shoon, for o'er good and o'er costly to rot in the salt sea foam. O turn ye about, O false Sir John, and look to the leaf of the tree, for it never became a gentleman a naked woman to see. He turned himself straight round about to look to the leaf of the tree, so swift as May Colvin was to throw him in the sea. O help, my May Colvin, O help, or else I'll drown. I'll take you home to your father's bower, and set you down safe and sound. No help, O false Sir John, no help nor pity thee. Those 7 kings' daughters you have drowned, but the 8th shall not be me. So she went on her father's steed, as swift as she could flee, and she came home to her father's bower before it was break o' day. Up then and spoke the pretty parrot, "May Colvin, where have ye been? What has become of false Sir John, that wooed you so late this treen? He wooed you but, he wooed you ben, he wooed you in the ha', until he got your own consent for to mount and gang awa'. Oh, hold your tongue, my pretty parrot, lay not the blame upon me. Your cup shall be of the flowered gold, your cage of the root of the tree." Up then spake the king himself in the bedchamber where he lay, "What ails the pretty parrot that prattles so long every day?" "There came a cat to my cage door, it almost aworried me, and I was calling on May Colvin to take the cat from me." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Johnny Faw, edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. The gypsies came to our good Lord's gate, and wow, but they sang sweetly. They sang sae sweet and sae very complete, that down came the fair lady. And she came tripping down the stair, and a' her maids before her. As soon as they saw her weel far'd face, they coast the glamour o'er her. "O come with me," says Johnny Faw, "O come with me, my dearie, for I vow and I swear by the hilt of my sword, that your lord shall nae mair come near ye." Then she gied them the beer and the wine, and they gied her the ginger, but she gied them a far better thing, the gold ring off her finger. "Gae take frae me this yay mantle, and bring to me a plaidie, for if kith and kin and a' had sworn, I'll follow the gypsy lady. Yestreen I lay in a weel made bed, wi' my good lord beside me, but this night I'll lie in a tenant's barn, whatever shall betide me." "Come to your bed," says Johnny Faw, "O come to your bed, my dearie, for I vow and swear by the hilt of my sword, your lord shall nae mair come near ye." "I'll go to bed to my Johnny Faw, I'll go to bed to my dearie, for I vow and I swear by the fan in my hand, my lord shall nae mair come near me." "I'll make a hap to my Johnny Faw, I'll make a hap to my dearie, and he's get a' the coat gaes round, and my lord shall nae mair come near me." And when our lord came hame and in, And speered for his fair lady, The tane she cried, and the other replied, "She's away with the gypsy lady." "Gae saddle to me the black steed, Gae saddle and make him ready, Before that I either eat or sleep, I'll gae seek my fair lady." And we were 15 weel made men, Although we were na bonny, And we were a' put down by ane, For a fair young wanton lady. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Hobby Noble, edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Foul fa the breast for treason bred in, That Liddesdale may safely say, For in it there was baith meat and drink, And corn unto our geldings gay. We were stout-hearted men and true, As England it did often say, But now we may turn our backs and fly, Since brave Noble is said away. Now Hobie he was an English man, And born into Brincastle dale, But his misdeeds they were sae great, They banished him to Liddesdale. At Kershope foot the tryst was set, Kershope of the Lily Lee, And there was Traitor Sim o' the Mains, With him a private companie. Then Hobie he graith'd his body weel, I wot it was wi' baith good iron and steel, And he has pulled out his fringed gray, And there brave Noble he rade him weel. Then Hobie is down the water gane, And as fast as he may drie, Though they should a brusten and broken their hearts, Frae that tryst Noble he would na be. "Weel may ye be my fairies 5, And aye what is your wills wi' me?" Then they cried a' wi' ae consent, "Thou'rt welcome here, brave Noble, to me. Wilt thou with us in England ride? And thy safe warrand we will be, If we get a horse worth 100 punds, Upon his back that thou shalt be." "I dare not with you into England ride, The land sergeant has me at feid, I know not what evil may betide, For Peter of Whitfield, his brother, is dead. And Anton Shiel he loves not me, For I gat twa drifts o' his sheep. The great Earl of Whitfield loves me not, For nae gear frae me he or could keep. But will ye stay till the day gae down, Until the night come o'er the ground? And I'll be a guide worth only twa, That may in Liddesdale be found. Though dark the night as pitch and tar, I'll guide ye o'er yon hills fu hie, And bring ye in safety back, If ye'll be true and follow me." He's guided them o'er moss and muir, O'er hill and houp, and mony a down, Till they came to the Faubourg Shield, And there brave Noble he lighted down. But word is gane to the land sergeant In Askerton where that he lay, "The deer that ye hae hunted lang Is seen into the waste this day." Then Hobbie Noble is that dear, I wat he carries the style fu he, Aft has he beat your slow hands back, And set yourselves at little lee. Gar warn the boughs of Hartley burn, See they shaft their arrows on the wa, Warn Wilva and Spear Edom, And see they morn they meet me Gar meet me on the Roderick Ha, And see it be by break o' day, And we will on to Conscowthart Green, For there, I think, we'll get our prey. Then Hobbie Noble has dreamed a dream, In the foul bog shiel, where that he lay, He thought his horse was 'neath him shot, And he himself got hard away. The cocks could crow, the day could dawn, And I wot so even down fell the grain, If Hobbie had no wakened at that time, In the fog's bod shield he had been ta'en or slain. Get up, my fearlies fie, For I wot here makes a full ill day, Yet the warst cloak of this company, I hope, shall cross the waste this day. Now Hobbie thought the gates were clear, But ever alas, it was not sae, They were beset wi' cruel men and keen, That away brave Hobbie could not gae. Yet follow me, my fearlies five, And see of me ye keep good ray, And the worst cloak o' this company, I hope shall cross the waste this day. There was heaps of men now Hobbie before, And other heaps was him behind, That had he wight as Wallace was, Away brave Noble he could not win. Then Hobbie hae had but a lady's sword, But he did more than a lady's deed, In the midst of Conscowthart Green, He brake it o'er Jersawigham's head. Now they have ta'en brave Hobbie Noble, Wi' his and bowstring they band him sae, And I wat heart was ne'er sae sair, As when his ain five band him on the brae. They have ta'en him on for West Carlisle, They asked him if he knew the why, Whate'er he thought, yet little he said, He knew the way as well as they. They hae taken him up the Ricker gate, The wives they cast their windows wide, And every wife to another can say, That's the man loosed Jock o' the side. For ye on ye, women, why ca' ye me man? For it's nae man that I'm used like, I am but like a fourfooted hound, Has been fightin' in a dirty syke. Then they hae ta'en him up thro' Carlisle town, And set him by the chimney fire; They gave brave Noble a wheat loaf to eat, And that was little his desire. Then they gave him a wheat loaf to eat, And after that a can o' beer; Then they cried with ae consent, Eat, brave Noble, and make good cheer. "Confess my lord's horse, Hobbie," they said, "And the morn in Carlisle thou's no die." "How shall I confess them?" Hobbie says, "For I never saw them with mine eye." Then Hobbie has sworn a few great aith, By the day that he was gotten and born, He never had ony thing o' my lord's, That either eat him grass or corn. For fare thee weel, sweet Mangerton, For I think again I'll ne'er thee see; I wad betray nae lad alive, For a' the good in Christentie. And fare thee weel, sweet Liddesdale, Baith the high land and the law; Keep ye weel frae traitor Mains, For good and gear he'll sell ye a'. Ye wad I'd rather be ca'd Hobbie Noble, In Carlisle where he suffers for his fault, Before I'd be ca' traitor Mains, That eats and drinks of the meal and maut. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Twa Sisters, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Emma Charlotte. There lived twa sisters in a bower, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. There lived twa sisters in a bower, sterling for aye. The youngest o' them, oh, she was a flower, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. There came a squire frae the west, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. There cam a squire frae the west, sterling for aye. He loved them baith, but the youngest best, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. He gied the eldest a gay gold ring, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. He gied the eldest a gay gold ring, sterling for aye. But he loved the youngest aboon a thing, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. Oh, sister, sister, will you go to the sea, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. Oh, sister, sister, will you go to the sea, sterling for aye. Our father's ships sail bonnily, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. The youngest sat down upon a stane, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. The youngest sat down upon a stane, sterling for aye. The eldest shot the youngest in, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. Oh, sister, sister, lend me your hand, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. Oh, sister, sister, lend me your hand, sterling for aye. And you shall ha my golden fan, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. Oh, sister, sister, save my life, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. Oh, sister, sister, save my life, sterling for aye. And ye shall be the squire's wife, bonny sweet Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. First she sank and then she swam, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. First she sank and then she swam, sterling for aye. Until she cam to Tweedmill Dam, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. The miller's daughter was baking bread, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. The miller's daughter was baking bread, sterling for aye. She went for water as she had need, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. Oh, father, father, in our mill dam, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. Oh, father, father, in our mill dam, sterling for aye. There's either a lady or a milk-white swan, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. They could nae see her fingers small, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. They could nae see her fingers small, sterling for aye. With diamond rings they were covered all, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. They could nae see her yellow hair, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. They could nae see her yellow hair, sterling for aye. Sae mony knots and plaits war there, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. By there cam a fiddler fair, hey Edinbruch, how Edinbruch. by there came a fiddler fair, sterling for eye, and he's ta'en free tells o' her yellow hair, bonny Sanct Johnstonne that stands upon Tay. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Mary Ambree, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Phil Schempf. Relics of Ancient English Poetry, Volume 2, page 230. When captains courageous, whom death could not daunt, did march to the siege of the city of Gaunt, they mustered their soldiers by 2 and by 3, and the foremost in battle was Mary Ambree. When the brave sergeant major was slain in her sight, who was her true lover, her joy and delight, because he was slain most treacherously, then vowed to revenge him, Mary Ambree. She clothed herself from the top to the toe in buff of the bravest, most seemly to show, a fair shirt of mail then slipped on she. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? A helmet of proof she straight did provide, a strong arming sword she girt by her side, on her hand a goodly fair gauntlet put she. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? Then took she her sword and her target in hand, bidding all such as would to be of her band. To wait on her person came 1003. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? My soldiers, she saith, so valiant and bold, now follow your captain, whom you doth behold. Still foremost in battle myself will I be. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? Then cried out her soldiers, and loud they did say, So well thou becomest this gallant array, thy heart and thy weapons so well do agree, no maiden was ever like Mary Ambree. She cheered her soldiers that foughten for life, with ancient and standard, with drum and with fife, with brave clanging trumpets that sounded so free. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? Before I will see the worst of you all to come into danger of death or of thrall, this hand and this life I will venture so free. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? She led up her soldiers in battle array, 'gainst 3 times their number by break of the day. 7 hours in skirmish continued she. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? She filled the skies with the smoke of her shot, and her enemies' bodies with bullets so hot. For one of her own men a score killed she. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? And when her false gunner, to spoil her intent, away all her pellets and powder had sent, straight with her keen weapon she slashed him in 3. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? Being falsely betrayed for lucre of hire, at length she was forced to make a retire. Then her soldiers into a strong castle drew she. Was not this a brave bonny lass, Mary Ambree? Her foes they beset her on every side, as thinking close siege she could never abide. To beat down the walls they all did decree, but stoutly defied them brave Mary Ambree. Then took she her sword and her target in hand, and mounting the walls all undaunted did stand. There daring their captains to match any 3. Oh, what a brave captain was Mary Ambree! Now say, English captain, what wouldst thou give to ransom thyself, which else must not live? Come yield thyself, quickly or slain thou must be. Then smiled sweetly brave Mary Ambree. Ye captains courageous, of valour so bold, whom think you before you now you do behold? A knight, sir, of England, and captain so free, who shortly with us a prisoner must be. No captain of England, behold in your sight 2 breasts in my bosom, and therefore no knight. No knight, sirs of England, nor captain you see, but a poor simple maiden called Mary Ambree. But art thou a woman, as thou dost declare, whose valour hath proved so undaunted in war? If England doth yield such brave maidens as thee, full well may they conquer fair Mary Ambree. The Prince of great Parma heard of her renown, who long had advanced for England's fair crown. He wooed her and sued her his mistress to be, and offered rich presents to Mary Ambree. But this virtuous maiden despised them all. I'll ne'er sell my honour for purple nor pall. A maiden of England, sir, never will be the wench of a monarch, quoth Mary Ambree. Then to her own country she did back return, still holding the foes of rare England in scorn. Therefore English captains of every degree sing forth the brave valours of Mary Ambree. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Alison Gross, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. O Alison Gross, that lives in yon tower, the ugliest witch in the north country, she trysted me a day up till her bower, and mony fair speeches she made to me. She straight my head, and she kaim'd my hair, and she set me down safely on her knee. Says, if ye will be my leman sae true, sae mony baw things as I will you gie. She shawed me a mantle of red scarlet, with golden flowers and fringes fine. Says, if ye will be my leman sae true, this godly gift it shall be thine. Ah, ah, ye ugly witch, hand far awa, and let me be. I never will be your leman sae true, and I wish I were out of your company. She neist brought a stark of the saftest silk, weel wrought with pearls about the band. Says, if ye will be my ain true love, this godly gift ye shall command. She showed me a cup of the good red gold, weel set with jewels sae fair to see. Says, if ye will be my leman sae true, this godly gift I will you gie. Awa, awa, ye ugly witch, haud far awa, and let me be, for I wadna ance kiss your ugly mouth for all the gifts that ye could gie. She turned her richt and round about, and thrice she blew on a grass green horn, and she sware by the moon and the stars aboon, that she'd gar me rue the day I was born. Then out has she taken a silver wand, and she turned her 3 times round and round. She muttered sic words that my strength it failed, and I fell down senseless on the ground. She turned me into an ugly worm, and garred me toddle about the tree. And aye on ilka Saturday night, auld Alison Gross she came to me, with silver basin and silver kame, to kame my headie upon her knee. But rather than kiss her ugly mouth, I hae toddled for ever about the tree. But as it fell out on last Halloween, when the Seely court was riding by, the queen lighted down on a gowan bank, near by the tree where I wont to lie. She took me up in her milk white hand, and she straked me 3 times o'er her knee. She changed me again to my ain proper shape, and nae mair do I toddle about the tree. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Hair of Lynn, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Of all the lords in fair Scotland, a song I will begin. Amongst them all dwelled a lord, which was the unthrifty Lord of Lynn. His father and mother were dead him fro, and so was the head of all his kin. He neither ceased nor blin to the cards and dice that he did run, to drink the wine that was so clear. With every man he would make merry. And then bespake him John of the Scales, unto the heir of Lynn, say he, Says, how dost thou, Lord of Lynn, dost either want gold or fee? Wilt thou not sell thy land so broad to such a good fellow as me? For I, he said, my land take it unto thee. I draw you to record, my lords all. With that he cast him a God's penny. He told him the gold upon the board, it wanted never a bare penny. That gold is thine, the land is mine, the heir of Lynn I will be. Here's gold enough, saith the heir of Lynn, both for me and my company. He drunk the wine that was so clear, and with every man he made merry. Within 3/4 of a year, his gold and fee it waxed thin. His merry men were from him gone, and left himself all alone. He had never a penny left in his purse, never a penny but 3, and one was brass, and another was lead, and another was white money. Now well a day, said the heir of Lynn, now well a day, and woe is me, for when I was the Lord of Lynn, I never wanted gold nor fee. For I have sold my hands so broad, and have not left me one penny. I must go now and take some rede unto Edinburgh and beg my bread. He had not been in Edinburgh nor 3/4 of a year, but some did give him, and some say nay, and some bid, to the deil gang ye. For if we should hang some land selfer, the first we would begin with thee. Now well a day, said the heir of Lynn, now well a day, and woe is me. For now I have sold my hands so broad, that merry men is irked with me. But when that I was the Lord of Lynn, then on my land I lived merrily. And now I have sold my land so broad, that I have not left me one penny. God be with my father, he said, on his land he lived merrily. Still in a study, there as he stood, he unbethought him of a bill, he unbethought him of a bill, which his father had left with him. Bade him he should never on it look, till he was in extreme need. And by my faith, said the heir of Lynn, then now I had never more need. He took the bill and looked it on, good comfort that he found there. It told him of a castle wall, where there stood 3 chests in fear. 2 were full of the beaten gold, the third was full of white money. He turned then down his bags of bread, and filled them full of gold so red. Then he did never cease nor blin, till John of the Scales' house he did win. When that he came, John of the Scales, up at the spear he looked then. There sat 3 lords upon a row, and John o' the Scales sat at the board's head. And John o' the Scales sat at the board's head, Because he was the Lord of Lynn. And then bespake the heir of Lynn To John o' Scales' wife, thus said he: Said Dame, wilt thou not trust me one shot, That I may sit down in this company? "Now Christ's curse on my head," she said, "If I do trust thee one penny." Then bespake a good fellow, Which sat by John o' the Scales his knee, Said, "Have thou here, thou heir of Lynn, 40 pence I will lend thee; Some time a good fellow thou hast been, And other 40 if it need be." They drunken wine that was so clear, And every man they made merry, And then bespake him John o' the Scales, Unto the Lord of Lynn said he: "Said, how dost thou hear of Lynn? Since I did buy thy lands of thee, I will sell it to thee 20 bedders cheap, Nor ever did I buy it of thee." "I draw you to record, lords all." With that he cast him God's penny, Then he took to his bags of bread, And they were full of the gold so red. He told him the gold then over the board, It wanted never a broad penny. "That gold is thine, the land is mine, And the heir of Lynn again I will be." "Now well a day," said John o' the Scales' wife, "Well a day, and woe is me! Yesterday I was the Lady of Lynn, And now I am but John o' the Scales' wife." Says, "Have thou here, thou good fellow, 40 pence thou did lend me; 40 pence thou did lend me, And 40 I will give thee. I'll make thee keeper of my forest, Both of the wild deer and the tame." But then bespake the heir of Lynn, These were the words, and thus spake he: "Christ's curse light upon my crown, If e'er my land stand in any jeopardy." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Gordon of Brackley, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Down Deeside cam Inverray, whistlin' and playin', And called loud at Brackley gate, Ere the day dawning, "Come, Gordon of Brackley, Proud Gordon, come down; There's a sword at your threshold, Mair sharp than your own." "Arise now, gay Gordon," his lady 'gan cry, "Look, here is bold Inverray, Driving your kye. How can I go, lady, And win them again, When I have but a sword, And Inverray 10? Arise up, my maidens, Wi' roke and wi' fan; How blest had I been, Had I married a man! Arise up, my maidens, Take spear and take sword, Go milk the ewes, Gordon, And I will be lord." The Gordon sprung up, wi' his helm on his head, Laid his hand on his hoard, And his thigh on his steed, And he stooped low, and said, As he kissed his young dame, "There's a Gordon rides out, That will never ride hame." There rode with fierce Inverray 30 and 3, But wi' Brackley were nane, But his brother and he. Twa gallanter Gordons Did never bade draw, But against 3 and 30 Was me what are twa. Wi sword and wi dagger they rushed on him rude, The twa gallant Gordons lie bathed in their bluid, Frae the springs o' the Dee to the mouth o' the Tay, The Gordons mourn for him, and curse Inveraray. "O were ye at Brackley, and what saw ye there? Was his young widow weeping, and tearing her hair?" "I looked in at Brackley, I looked in, and oh! There was mirth, there was feasting, but naething o' woe. As a rose bloomed the lady, and blithe as a bride, As a bridegroom bold Inveraray smiled by her side. Oh, she feasted him there, as she ne'er feasted lord, While the blood of her husband was moist on his sword. In her chamber she kept him, till morning grew gray, Through the dark woods of Brackley she shewed him the way. "Yon wild hill," she said, "where the sun's shining on, Is the hill of Glentanner, one kiss, and begone." There's grief in the cottage, there's grief in the ha', For the gude gallant Gordon that's dead and awa'. To the bush comes the bud, and the flower to the plain, But the good and the brave, they come never again. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Edward, Edward, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Why does your brand say drop we bluid, Edward, Edward? Why does your brand say drop we bluid, and why sae sad gang ye o? "Oh, I hae killed my hawk sae good, Mither, mither. Oh, I hae killed my hawk sae good, And I hae nae mair but he, o." "Your hawk's bluid was never sae red, Edward, Edward. Your hawk's bluid was never sae red, My dear son, I tell thee, o." "Oh, I hae killed my red roan steed, Mither, mither. Oh, I hae killed my red roan steed, That was sae fair and free, o." "Your steed was auld, and you've plenty mair, Edward, Edward. Your steed was auld, and you've plenty mair, Some ither dool ye dree, o." "Oh, I hae killed my father dear, Mither, mither. Oh, I hae killed my father dear, Alas, and wae is me, o." "And whatten penance will ye dree for that, Edward, Edward? Whatten penance will ye dree for that, My dear son, now tell me, o." "I'll set my feet in yonder boat, And I'll fare over the sea, o." "And what will ye do wi' your towers and your ha', Edward, Edward? And what will ye do wi' your towers and your ha', That were sae fair to see, o?" "I'll let them stand till they down fa', Mither, mither. I'll let them stand till they down fa', For here never mair maun I be, o." "And what will ye leave to your bairns and your wife, Edward, Edward? And what will ye leave to your bairns and your wife, When ye gang o'er the sea, o?" "The ward's room, let them beg through life, Mither, mither. The ward's room, let them beg through life, For them never mair will I see, o." "And what will ye leave to your ain mither dear, Edward, Edward? And what will ye leave to your ain mither dear? My dear son, now tell me, oh! The curse of hell frae me sall ye bear, mither, mither, the curse of hell frae me sall ye bear, sic counsels ye gave to me, oh! End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Young Benjie, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. Of all the maids of fair Scotland, the fairest was Marjorie, and young Benjie was her ae true love, and a dear true love was he. And wow but they were lovers dear, and loved full constantly, but aye the mair when they fell out, the sairer was their plea. And they hard quarrelled on a day, till Marjorie's heart grew wae, and she said she'd choose another love, and let young Benjie gae. And he was stout and proud hearted, and thought oh bitterly, and he's gane by the wan blue light, to meet his Marjorie. "Oh, open, open, my true love, oh, open and let me in." "I dare'n open, young Benjie, my three brothers are within." "Ye lee, ye bonny bird, sae louds I hear ye lee. As I came by the Louden banks, they bade good e'en to me. But fare ye weel, my ae fause love, that I have loved sae lang. It sets ye choose another love, and let young Benjie gang." Then Marjorie turned her round about, the tear blinding her eye. "I darena let thee in, but I'll come down to thee." Then salt she smiled, and said to him, "Oh, what ill have I done?" He took her in his arms twa, and threw her o'er the linn. The stream was strong, the maid was stout, and laith to be dang, but ere she wan the Louden banks, her fair colour was wan. Then up bespake her eldest brother, "Oh, see na ye what I see?" And out then spake her second brother, "It is our sister Marjorie." Out then spake her eldest brother, "Oh, how shall we her ken?" Then out then spake her youngest brother, "There's a honey mark on her chin." And they've taken the comely corse, and laid it on the ground, Saying, "What has killed our sister, and how can he be found?" The night it is her low like wake, the morn her burial day, And we maun watch at mirk midnight, and hear what she will say. With doors ajar, and candles light, and torches burning clear, The street kit corpse, till still midnight, they wait, but nothing hear. About the middle of the night, the cocks began to craw, And at the dead hour of the night, the corpse began to thaw. "Oh, wha has done thee wrang, sister, or dared the deadly sin?" "Wha was sae stout, and feared na doubt, as throw ye o'er the linn?" "Young Benjie was the first ae man I laid my love upon; He was sae stout and proud hearted, he threw me o'er the linn." "Shall we young Benjie head, sister, shall we young Benjie hang? Or shall we pike out his twa gray een, and punish him ere he gang?" "Ye maunna Benjie head, brothers, ye maunna Benjie hang, But ye maun pike out his twa gray een, and punish him ere he gang. Tie a green gravat round his neck, and lead him out and in, and the best a servant about your house, to wait young Benjie on. And at every 7 years' end, ye'll take him to the linn, for that's the penance he maun dree, to scug his deadly sin. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Odd Maitland, edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. There lived a king in southern land, King Edward hight his name. Unwordily he wore the crown, till 50 years were gane. He had a sister's son, O's ain, was large of blood and bane. And afterward when he came up, young Edward hight his name. One day he came before the king, and kneeled low on his knee. A boon, my good uncle, I crave to ask of thee. At our lang wars in fair Scotland, I fain he wished to be. If 1500 wailed right man, you'll grant to ride with me. Thou shall hae thee, thou shall hae me, I say it sickerly, and I myself, an odd grey man, arrayed your host shall see. King Edward rade, King Edward ran, I wish him dule and pine, till he had 1500 men assembled on the Tyne. And thrice as many at Berwick were all for battle bound, who marching forth with false Dunbar, a ready welcome found. They lighted on the banks of Tweed, and blew their coals sae heat, and fired the Merse and Teviotdale, all in an evening late. As they fared up o Lammermoor, they burned baith up and down, until they came to a darksome house, some call it Leader Town. "Wha hauds this house?" young Edward cried, "or wha giest o'er to me?" A grey-haired knight set up his head, and cracked it right crousely. "Of Scotland's king I haud my house, he pays me meat and fee, And I will keep my gude and auld house, while my house will keep me." They laid their sowies to the wall, with mony a heavy peal, But he threw o'er to them again baith pitch and tar barrel. With spring auld stanes and gauds of airn, among them fast he threw, Till mony of the Englishmen about the wall he slew. Full 15 days that braid host lay, sieging Auld Maitland keen, syne they ha' lift him hail and fear, within his strength of stane. Then 15 barks, all gaily good, met them upon a day, Which they did lade with as much spoil, as they youd bear away. England's our ain by heritage, and what can us withstand, Now we ha' conquer fair Scotland, with buckler, bow, and brand? Then they are on to the land of France, where auld King Edward lay, Burning baith castle, tower, and town, that he met in his way, Until he came unto that town, which some call Billop Grace. There were Auld Maitland's sons all three, learning at school, alas! The eldest to the youngest said, "Oh, see ye what I see? If all be true yon standard says, were fatherless all three. For Scotland's conquered up and down, landmen will never be. Now will you go, my brethren two, and try some jeopardy? Then they hae saddled twa black horse and a grey, and they are on to King Edward's host before the dawn of day. When they arrived before the host, they hovered on the lay. Wilt thou lend me our king's standard to bear a little way? Where wast thou bred? Where wast thou born? Where or in what country? In north of England I was born, it needed him to lee. A knight me gat, a lady bore, I am a squire of high renown, I well may bear't to any king That ever yet wore crown. He ne'er came of an English man, Had sic an ee or bree, But thou art the likest auld Maitland That ever I did see. But sic a gloom on a brow had, Grant I'll ne'er see again, For mony of our men he slew, And mony put to pain. When Maitland heard his father's name, An angry man was he, Then lifting up a gilt dagger, Hung low down by his knee. He stabbed the knight the standard bore, He stabbed him cruelly, Then caught the standard by the nook, And fast away rode he. "Now isna time, brothers," he cried, "Now isna time to flee." "Away by my sooth," they baith replied, "We'll bear you company." The youngest turned in a path, And drew a burnished brand, And 15 of the foremost slew, Till back the lave did stand. He spurred the gray into the path, Till baith his sides they bled. "Gray, thou maun carry me away, Or my life lies in a wad." The captain lookit o'er the wall, About the break of day, There he behold the 3 Scot lads Pursued along the way. "Pull up portcullies, down draw brig, My nephews are at hand, And they shall lodge with me to night, In spite of all England." Whene'er they came within the gate, They thrust their horse them frae, And took 3 lang spears in their hands, Saying, "Here shall come nae me." And they shot out, and they shot in, Till it was fairly day, When mony of the Englishmen About the drawbrig lay. Then they hae yoked the carts and wains, To ca' their dead away, And shot auld dykes abune the lave, In gutters where they lay. The king at his pavilion door Was heard aloud to say, "Last night 3 of the lads of France My standard stole away. With a fause tale disguised they came, And with a fauser train, And to regain my gay standard These men were all down slain." "It ill befits," the younger said, "A crowned king to lee, But or that I taste meat and drink, Reproved shall he be." He went before King Edward straight, And kneeled low on his knee. "I would hae leave, my lord," he said, "To speak a word with thee." The king he turned him round about, And wistna what to say. Quo he, "Man, thou hast leave to speak, Though thou shouldst speak all day. Ye said that 3 young lads of France Your standard stole away, With a false tale and falser train, And mony men did slay. But we are nane lads of France, nor e'er pretend to be, We are 3 lads of fair Scotland, Auld Maitland's sons are we. Nor is there men in all your host, Daur fight us 3 to 3. Now by my sooth, young Edward said, Weel fitted ye shall be. Piercy shall with the eldest fight, And Ethert Lung with thee, William of Lancaster the third, And bring your 4th to me. Remember Piercy aft the Scot Has cowered beneath thy hand, For every drap of Maitland blood I'll gie a rig of land. He clanked Piercy o'er the head, A deep wound and a sair, Till the best blood of his body Came running down his hair. Now I've slain ane, slay ye the twa, And that's good company, And if the twa should slay ye baith, Ye'se get nae help from me. But Ethert Lunn, a baited bear, Had many battles seen, He set the youngest wonder sair, Till the eldest he grew keen. I am nae king, nor nae sic thing, My word it shanna stand, For Ethert shall a buffet bide, Come he beneath my brand. He clankit Ethert o'er the head, A deep wound and a sair, Till the best blood in his body Came running o'er his hair. Now I've slain twa, slay ye the ane, Isn't that good company? And though the ane should slay ye baith, Ye'se get nae help of me. The twa some they hae slain the ane, They mauled him cruelly, Then hung him o'er the drawbrig, That all the host might see. They rade their horse, they ran their horse, Then hovered on the lea. We be 3 lads of fair Scotland, That fain would fighting see. This boasting when young Edward heard, An angry man was he. I'll take yon lad, I'll bind yon lad, And bring him bound to thee. Now God forbid, King Edward said, That ever thou should try, 3 worthy leaders we ha lost, And thou the 4th would die. If thou shouldst hang on yon drawbrig, Blythe would I never be, But with the pole axe in his hand, Upon the brig sprang be. The first stroke that young Edward gae, He struck with might and main, He clove the mainland's helmet stout, And bit right nigh the brain. When Maitland saw his ain blood fall, An angry man was he, He let his weapon frae him fall, And at his throat did flee. And thrice about he did him swing, Till on the ground he light, Where he had haden young Edward, Though he was great in might. "Now let him up," King Edward cried, "And let him come to me, And for the deed that thou hast done, Thou shalt hae earldoms 3. It ne'er be said in France, nor e'er In Scotland where I'm hame, That Edward once lay under me, And e'er gat up again. He pierced him through and through the heart, He mauled him cruelly, Then hung him o'er the drawbrig, Beside the other 3. Now take frae me that feather bed, Make me a bed o' straw, I wish I hadn't lived this day, To make my heart sae wae. If I were ance at London Tower, Where I was wont to be, I never mair should gang frae hame, 'Tis borne on a bier tree. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Broomfield Hill, edited by Andrew Lang, read for LibriVox.org by Linda Marie Nielsen, Vancouver, BC. There was a knight and lady bright, set tryst amo the broom, the one to come at morning eve, the other at afternoon. A wager wi' you, he said, 100 marks and 10, that ye shall not go to Broomfield Hills, return a maiden again. A wager wi' you, she said, 100 pounds and 10, that I will gang to Broomfield Hills, a maiden return again. The lady stands in her bower door, and thus she made her mane, "O shall I gang to Broomfield Hills, or shall I stay at hame? If I do gang to Broomfield Hills, a maid I'll not return, but if I stay from Broomfield Hills, I'll be a maid misworn." Then out it speaks an auld witch wife, sat in the bower aboon, "O ye shall gang to Broomfield Hills, ye shall not stay at hame. But when ye gang to Broomfield Hills, walk 9 times round and round, down below a bonny burn bank, you'll find your love sleeping sound. Ye'll pull the broom frae off the broom, strewed at his head and feet, and aye the thicker that ye do strew, the sounder he will sleep. The brooch that is on your napkin, put it on his breast bane, to let him know when he does wake, that true love's come and gane. The rings that are on your fingers, lay them down on a stane, to let him know when he does wake, that true love's come and gane. And when he hae your work all done, ye gang to a bush o' broom, and then you'll hear what he will say when he sees you are gane. When she came to Broomfield Hills, she walked it 9 times round, and down below yon burn bank, she found him sleeping sound. She put the broom frae off the broom, strewed it at head and feet, and aye the thicker that she strewed, the sounder he did sleep. The brooch that was on her napkin, she put it on his breast bane, to let him know when he did wake, his love was come and gane. The rings that were on her fingers, she laid upon a stane, to let him know when he did wake, his love was come and gane. Now when she had her work all done, she went to a bush o' broom, that she might hear what he did say, when he saw that she was gane. "O where were ye, my good grey hound, that I paid for sae dear? Ye dinna waken me frae my sleep, when my true love was sae near." "I scraped wi' my foot, master, till a' my collars rang, but still the mair that I did scrape, waken would ye nane. Where were ye, my bonny brown steed, that I paid for sae dear, that ye wouldna waken me out o' my sleep, when my love was sae near?" "I patted wi' my foot, master, till a' my bridles rang, but the mair that I did pat, waken would ye nane. O where were ye, my gay gosshawk, that I paid for sae dear, that ye wouldna waken me out o' my sleep when ye saw my love near. I flapped wi' my wings, master, till a' my bells they rang, but still the mair that I did flap, waken would ye nane. "O where were ye, my merry young men, that I paid meat and fee, that ye wouldna waken me out o' my sleep, when my love ye did see? You'll sleep mair on the night, master, and wake mair on the day; Gae sooner down to Broomfield Hills, when ye've sic pranks to play. If I had seen any armed men come riding o'er the hill, but I saw but a fair ladye come quietly you until. O wae mat worth yow, my young men, that I pay meat and fee, that ye wouldna waken me frae sleep, when ye me love did see? O had I waked when she was nigh, and o' her got my will, I shouldna cared upon the morn, the sma birds o'er her were full. When she went out, right bitter she wept, but singing came she hame; Says I hae been at Broomfield Hills, and maid returned again. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Willie's Lady, edited by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Tony Addison. Willie's Lady. Willie has ta'en him all the fame, he's wooed a wife and brought her hame. He's wooed her for her yellow hair, but his mother wrought her muckle care, and muckle dolour garred Hedry, for lighter she can never be. But in her bower she sits with pain, and Willie mourns o'er her in vain. And to his mother he has gane that vile rank witch of vilest kind. He says, "My lady has a cup with gold and silver set about. This goodly gift shall be your ain, and let her be lighter of her bairn. Of her bairn she'll never be lighter, nor in her bower to shine the brighter, but she shall die and turn to clay, and you shall wed another May. Another May I'll never wed, another May I'll never bring hame." But sighing said that weary wight, "I wish my life were at an end." Yet gae ye to your mother again, that vile rank witch of vilest kind, and say your lady has a steed, the like of him's no in the land of Leed. For he is silver shod before, and he is golden shod behind. At every tuft of that horse mane there's a golden chess and a bell to ring. This goodly gift shall be her ain, and let me be lighter of my bairn. Of her young bairn she's ne'er be lighter, nor in her bower to shine the brighter, but she shall die and turn to clay, and ye shall wed another May. Another May I'll never wed, another May I'll never bring hame." But sighing said that weary wight, "I wish my life were at an end." Yet gae ye to your mother again, that vile rank witch of rankest kind, and say your lady has a girdle, it's all red gold to the middle, and I at ilka siller hem hang 50 siller bells and 10. This goodly gift shall be her ain, and let me be lighter of my bairn. Of her young bairn she'll ne'er be lighter, nor in your bower to shine the brighter, for she shall die and turn to clay, and thou shalt wed another May. Another May I'll never wed, another May I'll never bring hame." But sighing said that weary wight, "I wish my days were at an end." Then out and spak the billy blind, he spak aye in good time his mind. Yet gae ye to the market place, and there do buy a loaf of wax, to shape it bairn and bairn like, and in it 2 glassen een ye'll put. Oh, who has loosed the 9 witch knots that were among that lady's locks, and was ta'en out the kames of care that were among that lady's hair, and wha has ta'en down that bush of woodbine that hung between her bower and mine, and wha has killed the master kid that ran beneath that lady's bed, and who has loosed her left foot she, and let that lady lighter be? Syne will is loosed the 9 witch knots that were among that lady's locks, and will is ta'en out the kames of care that were into that lady's hair, and he's ta'en down the bush of woodbine hung atween her bower and the witch carline, and he has killed the master kid that ran beneath that lady's bed, and he has loosed her left foot she, and latten that lady lighter be, and now he has gotten a bonny son, and mickle grace be him upon. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.